Hello, ladies and gents, and this is Elle again. We are going to make another project today. And as you can see right now, I am a bit half prepped, I'd say, because you can see I didn't tape all the edges, but it doesn't matter because you know why? I actually went beyond. So there is no edge to this project because it's meant to be that way. Why? I will let you know in the future why. But for the meantime, this is actually a frame. Okay? And I'm going to make this a frame, but for the meantime, we are going to color. Alright, so I hope you enjoy this video, like or whatever. Hit the bell button, subscribe if you like this content. I would really like to grow this channel for art purposes. And yeah, it's not a big deal, but yeah, if you like it, why not, right? So let's start. The first idea I have with this is to actually just color the edges like that. I already have lightly marked or drew a kind of a silhouette of the flower frame that I was supposed to do, but I decided I'm also going to color the inside of this frame because I would like to use, I'm gonna cut over it with my dies, and I'm going to have the frame, the cut side also has a color, right? So yeah, this is Elstar Creative, by the way, if I forgot to mention that. So let's start. Yeah, alright, so we will try. These are all inks, not watercolor, right? I already mentioned that yesterday, I think, on my first video, that I have, for the fountain pen wash, I store them in this water brush. Okay, so we are trying this color. I think this is very pink, way too pinky. So it is quite almost late in the afternoon, because I had been cleaning my room, and the light today the light is no longer as bright as it was in the morning because it's kind of late now, but I think I will still be able to benefit from the natural light. And so if I stop talking, then I will have more time to do something, right? So I will probably do it like this. This is one of my colors that is quite bright, right? So we are not gonna do too much of that. Let's see if we can diffuse that color. You might probably think, oh my goodness, she just made a mess right away. Probably have. Maybe you're right. The thing is, does it really matter? All our lives we make messes of things, right? Why? That is just life. If we make a mess, then we learn from it, and then let's try not to do it again, right? Because if you don't know how to deal with the mess that you create, then how would you know if you are doing things right? Some people actually don't see mess as a mess because their life are already like that, and it's for them is a normal thing, and that's why for them it's not a mess. For those whose lives, whose lives are pristine and beautiful and not so messy as others, at the slightest sight of a mess, they panic because they don't know how to handle it. And yeah, so making a mess is scary, but if you keep getting tangled in messes, then just know what to do with it. Not that I know where I'm going with this, right? No, I don't. But I am just trying to show you to let go of our fear of imperfection. I mean, if I tell you, over the years, so many years, decades as a matter of fact, I had been really, art is something that is a dream for me, or it's like an unreachable dream for me. I always believed I didn't have any talent for it, so I really admired painters and these visual artists, illustrators, that those really awesome artists, color artists. I really admire them, and I wanted to do it myself, but I have made myself believe that I had no talent for it, and only those who have talent can actually become artists. So I went through my life enjoying colors, from looking at pictures, photographs, and paintings of other people. I go to galleries and really soak in the alchemy of colors that these artists make, and delight in these creations. But as far as myself goes, I would buy colors. Every time I go to the bookstore, art fair, whatever, wherever, I would always buy myself colors. So over the years, I have collected so many different kinds of colors, from watercolor, colored pencils, ink blocks, different kinds of inks, fountain pen inks, and different kinds of inks that I could find, from gouache, as I said, watercolors, to acrylic. I have bought them and stashed them away. As a matter of fact, I have paints here that is something like 20 plus years. Still good. It's still unopened, but I had been crazy with colors in different kinds of medium. Yeah, paper also, pens, and all the tools, brushes. Yeah, but I dared not open or use them, these colors that I've been buying. Okay, we have, as you can see, our paper curled because it's not properly anchored onto our board here, but it doesn't matter. Now if you are doing this in a kind of professional way, or you are painting something, this is not the best way, or this is not the way to do it. All right, so this is not a video for that. This video is basically to create something with no fear of messing your project or this piece of paper. I am losing the fear because this is the story that I'm telling you about the colors that I've been buying. I never use them, by the way. All the papers that I have collected, I have not used them. And I just touch them and look at them. It makes me happy just looking at these colors. I told you, well, one day I will show you all those collections of colors that I have collected. Yeah, hoarded. Let's say hoarding. I have hoarded over the years, but never really used because of fear of imperfection. Yeah, I would look at the paper and I would say, I'm gonna make a mistake and I will ruin this beautiful paper. Because mind you, I would not buy things that are flimsy or not good quality, because artists, well, I suppose quality is something that you cannot really like mess up. If you want to mess up like what I'm doing right now, I suppose I should use low quality stuff, right? So yeah, this one I'm using is mixed media paper. I wouldn't say that this is an expensive paper, but this is also not cheap. I'm just using this in this way because instead of using a watercolor like 300 GSM kind of, because I don't want to waste it, so that's why this is okay. And for the purposes that I'm making this for, I'm going to cut them out, or I'm gonna make them as accents, and I will show you that in the future how I actually make use of these things that I am coloring. Okay, so that one doesn't want to come off because the paper is already can no longer hold so much scratching on the surface. Okay, and yeah, I just dash all my stuff, but they don't really dry up, it's amazing. I have this color probably 5 years now or here. It's still intact, and I'm still able to use it now. This is this is like purplish color. It looks black and there you can see it's purplish, but it doesn't really come off so beautifully here on the paper because it just doesn't want to flow, because this ink here had been stuck on the brush for a long time. Okay, so let's leave it that way and let's use another color. This one is a different color. I mean the same, almost in the same color category, but a bit different tint. Let's try. This is a good brush. Wait, let's wet it first. There. As you can see, I don't have any plan wherever I'm going with it. I don't have a plan, so I just do it like that because the plan will happen in a while. Okay, here's the blue. This is blue. Yeah, it's blue. Let's use this. There you go. Okay, and then we are going to use orange. Yeah, I would like to use orange. Let's use this other brush, orange. With orange, this one probably. I'll use this color, 34, 31. Okay, now this is Gansai Tambi, and the colors that this wash, I told you these are diamond inks, right? Let's try this brush. It has a color in it already, but I guess I cannot do that for mixing colors. But orange and this is probably a yellowish color will actually meld in the process, and when they do, it gives a different tint. let's fix this orangey stuff here. Let's use this color 33. I'm not sure how this will work, but I'll just try. Okay, we'll try another color. What color? This one maybe. Maybe, right? So I'm not very sure if this is good. We'll see. Okay. Now I don't know what this is, but quite interesting, right? So this part is kind of such a really huge mess, and that one is also, I don't know what that is, right? So let's fix this part. I'll try what happens if I combine this color with that. Alright, so nope, I'm not gonna continue this color because I don't like it. I also not going to take it. I'm just gonna diffuse the color like that. Where's the blue? That one is blue. Is this blue? Blue green. Oh yeah. Let's diffuse this color. Now after this dries, we don't actually know how it looks like because Gansai Tambe is transparent colors, and when you layer them, you will only see the beauty of it after it dries up. So I will actually see after I allow this to dry, and I can figure out what I will do next or what color to lay on top of the dry color, because right now it looks like that and doesn't look so nice, but it will, I promise you it will. And if it doesn't, well, make a new project. Now you know that those colors you laid are not compatible with each other, but you already know that, right? Because you've already tested it. So then you are one step closer to what you want. And what I actually really appreciate about this, now that I'm doing it and trying to steer clear of perfection and fear of messing up is to actually not think about it and just do it. Now if it doesn't look right for me, I will allow that to dry and leave it. This, because as you can see, there's a ripple on my paper, and ripple because of the water. I allow that to dry, and I will leave it on a flat board, a sturdy flat board, and then put some flat board on top of it to compensate, to make it, the paper, to straighten it. And there are a lot of ways to do it actually. And if you cannot stand it that way, make another project. But I do not waste resources, so whatever color that is on paper, I can use that to make other stuff. I can cut that up, I can make shapes that I can make it into a background, I can write on top of it, I can do many things to it, and it is not a big problem if it is a mess, because this may not look like good right now, but if I put something on top of it, I write something, it will make sense actually. It will not look so messy as it is here now. And as I said, if you don't like it, you can always redo it. It's the doing that matters. I mean, that's the reason why you have color, to use it. You have paper, so you can use it, and you don't just touch it and look at it and that's it. It requires patience also. So if things don't go well the first time, be patient about it, and it will come to you eventually. The design, not that you are looking at the design actually. I mean, I just really wanted to color this part, because see, I have already penciled out the outer part, and this is the inside where I'm gonna cut out that part. But instead of cutting out that part and just raw colored white paper, I am going to cut out, and it already has color in it, and I enjoy the process. That is what matters. Of coloring that paper, which probably doesn't look good now because, as I said, it's not dry yet. But once it dries, it will have a different effect on the paper. And then you can put something on top of that once it dries, which gives you a better understanding of what you can do with the colors that are already there, how to go about it. Like right now, I don't even know where I'm going with it, but you can see it's taking some shape. No matter what I do, or where I place my brush, the color on the brush, you know it's taking shape, right? And that is I guess the magic of creating, the creativity. It will just come to life, but you just have to really be patient about it. You cannot force it. And even though the paper is garbled like this, did I already tell you what to do with it? Yes. I did put some heavy board on top of it to straighten it out. Which is not really the best way, because you can do something before you even get there into this mess. You can do something already to prevent this, which is to use a thick watercolor paper like 300 GSM 360. Is there a 360? Not very sure, but yeah, to use a thick board like watercolor paper, and you can do a lot of damage to that paper and it will not buckle the way that this 160 GSM does. This kind of paper can only take a little beating. Okay, see, it's taking shape. I don't know what shape, but it is. Alright, so I will put a green there. Why? Because that's what I like. What kind of green? Ordinary green, moss green, yellow green, this kind of green. That's this 51 green. Why? I don't know. It's starting to dry, so we can actually add more color into that side. Okay, that didn't go well. I was supposed to just put a tiny bit of color there, but never mind. Let's just take the color out. I was supposed to just dab a little color there, but I guess this brush is fat. Okay, where is the blue? 63. So I'll refresh this blue here. Because I like it. This blue is so nice. 63. Why do I think like what I'm doing is like under the sea kind of thing? Under the sea, under the sea. Yeah, cause like corals. Am I creating like corals? Messy. And of course we know that it's messy. Let's do something about that. Okay. What can we do about that space? I really don't have any idea, but let's just diffuse this color instead of wondering what we can do. Diffuse this color. There is no shape to add to this color, and so let's just go with whatever. I don't know what the universe wants me to manifest in this color. But let's just do it. Let's use 139. What's the beauty of 139? Well, it's dark, but his white color. To lighten the area. And this color. I wonder what happens when this dries. Because right now it looks like cakey. Okay. Now what color would that be on the other side? We'll figure it out after it dries. Okay. Now this one is a mess, so we will do something about that one. Okay, we need a dark blue. Let's use that 64. I think this is a dark blue. I'm gonna use dark blue here. put more color. I want to intensify the colors and gonna let it dry. Okay, so I will be right back.